So Barcelona with kids and children. I've spent 7 years researching this last answer. This is James Whalen. Look, there's some things that you probably already know, but I'm going to just run it by you. When you're traveling with kids, you want to keep it simple. You want to look for stress-free areas, and keep in mind that distances are different for small legs than they are for you and I when it comes to walking. The one thing I would recommend not doing is the hop-on, hop-off bus. These are these big red double-decker buses. You can sit up on the top and the kids will see them, people take them. They're about 30 euros a person. And I don't think it really fits well into the way the kids want to interact with the space, and it's expensive. I would recommend not doing the hop-on, hop-off bus. If you're looking to interact with big machines, the municipal buses are great. And I'm actually going to, in this video, I'm actually going to recommend the cable cars. What I did was I just sat down and I thought about the things that I've done with my son, and I tried to organize them into little packages of doable activities, maybe a day package or something like that. It's just kind of loosely organized, but I'm going to run through them and I'm going to list them out down below. The first one is a total slam dunk. It's the beach. You know, sand, waves, kids, spend an hour, spend a month. They're not going to complain. After you've finally gotten tired of the beach, one thing that comes to mind is, you're looking for green space. The biggest green space in the city is Montjuic. And by chance, this is the one place where the beach, the section of the beach down in the center of Barcelona, is actually connected to Montjuic by the cable car. I normally recommend people to not do the cable car just because of all the things that there are here to do, but I think it does fit kids, and it connects these two destinations that are so kid-friendly. I would go beach, cable car, Montjuic. Montjuic is the biggest green space in the city. It's full of lost stairways and little paths and trails. There's tons of play equipment littered up and down it. There are destinations in Montjuic. There's the Joan Miró Museum. There's the castle at the top. But I would probably stay away from a destination mind frame with the kids. I would just take the cable car to Montjuic. You're going to be at there's a lookout area nearby, and I would just wander. And just slowly work your way down into the nearby neighborhood. This is all safe areas, and then try to just get a taxi back out of there. Once you've gotten out of the green area, just take it easy. Lean on taxis. I sort of recommend that throughout all of my list. The next thing that comes to mind is another little package. That was the beach Montjuic package. The next package is the zoo and the Ciutadella Park, because these two things are close to each other. The zoo, I don't know exactly what I think about zoos and animals in prisons, but the zoo is a lot of fun for kids, especially because right in the middle of the Barcelona Zoo, there is some play equipment that's probably the most extensive play equipment in the city. There are these raised tunnels and this swinging system. The kids might spend more time playing on this equipment than they do actually looking at the animals. The one thing about this play equipment is it's heavily in the sun. You're going to need protection from the sun, and you need to think about that before you get there, because I don't remember there being a lot of resources for that. So you've got the zoo, and then right next to the zoo is another big park, the Ciutadella. A friend of mine recently wrote it and really was recommended it to me, and talking about all the great times he had there. In the Ciutadella, the two things are right next together with the zoo. There is a pond with paddle boats. There are street performers. There are buskers. There's usually a lot of people and pickpockets, but it's it's a no-brainer. It's logistically easy for kids. You're minimizing distances. The next thing that comes to mind after those two kind of packages would be try to work in some of the tourist iconic sites here, but do a kids version of them. For instance, what I would do is I would go to the Sagrada Familia and stay outside. Keep in mind the value of watching cranes. The thing is still under construction. And also on the outside, on both sides of the Sagrada Familia, there are little parks, and one of them has a really nice play area. I would just keep it real simple, stay out of the lines, go see the Sagrada Familia and do it in a relaxed manner. Relatively close to the Sagrada Familia is Gaudi's Park, the Park Güell. When I say relatively close, I mean it's sort of in the same quadrant of the city. You'll need a taxi again. You don't want to walk it with kids. But I would go to Gaudi's Park in a taxi and try to get the taxi to take you as high up into the park, so that way you can work your way down. Up in the back of the park, there's plenty of green space. It's relaxed. It's beautiful. The park actually extends much further than people realize, and you can actually go for a little hike in the back area of the park and get to a place where you have views of the sea. I would avoid maybe the center area where you have to deal with the lines and the central plaza. Just get up into the park, let the kids relax and have fun. It's possible to watch, it's one of the few places where you can watch the sunset way back in the west, setting back behind the city. And I would put those two things together, the Sagrada Familia and Gaudi's Park. Next, another idea that I've experimented with, and I'm still a little bit up in the air, is the Kids Museum. It's called the Cosmocasia. I put the name down below. The Cosmocasia is up above the city. I would definitely take a taxi to get there. It's a monumental, massive museum. There's a tree hung through the middle of it. There's a big open room with with rows and rows of scientific type experiments. Kids mash the buttons and things happen in front of them. I've been to more interactive museums, including in smaller places. So I don't love the Cosmocasia, but it's definitely doable, and the kids will have a good time. There's an aquarium in the back that's really beautiful, and you get to have this nice experience. It's a great place to take pictures. The final idea that comes to mind, or one of the ideas that comes to mind that maybe people don't think about until they get there, is the Rambla. Now, the thing about the Rambla is I would bring a chunk of change and let the kids interact with the street performers. There's always street performers down there doing all kinds of crazy things. Bring the change, get your camera ready. Just walk it, take it easy. It's not about getting to places as it is just about experiencing the environment. If you get to the bottom of the Rambla, you could connect this with the beach. The bottom part of the Rambla is near the sea, though it's not near the sandy part of the beach. What I would do is, if you want to go to the beach from the Rambla, I would get a taxi. I wouldn't try to walk from the Rambla to the sandy part of the beach with little people. I would go with a taxi again. All right? And then the other park that I'm recommending to everyone that I'm a big fan of is the park that's right next to Sant's train station. Now, I love it. I've spent the whole summer there just about. A friend of mine says that there are tourists there. I've never really seen a lot of tourists there. Up on one of the hill, on one of the, I think it's the one place that tourists never find, and I wish that, I'm trying to help people find it. It's right next to Sant's station, and up on the hill there's a slide. It's this strange piece of sort of battleship gray metal. It's actually supposed to be cut into the form of a dragon, and there are two slides on it, two functioning slides, and we just spend days and days there. What's also nice about this park is in the other corner is a huge treed area, and underneath the treed area there's swaths of play equipment, there's ping pong, there's organized basketball. I see local kids there, and I see the place full all the time. It's a great atmosphere. It's one of the most relaxing places in the city for me. The nice thing about this park, this Sant's Park, is because of the trees and the way it's laid out, it gets lots of light in the winter and it gets lots of shade in the summer. It really is a big help. So just take it easy with kids. Take things slow. Remember that distances are bigger for them than they are for you or me. You've already got that figured out. This is James Whalen. I'm going to list all this down below, these specific solutions, a little quirky fun. If you have other things that you're thinking about or some additional ideas, throw them at me and I'll get you back some information. I've listed this all out. These are things that I've done, and I've tried to put them in sort of like little plannable groups, so that you might at least want to dedicate a day or part of a day to more than one of these activities. You can do them together. Thank you so much. I'm having a great time talking to you guys. We're just banging these videos out. We've got more to come. I'd love to hear back from you. Grab the like, grab the share, tell everybody, get on the phone. This is amazing. Have an amazing day. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye. Adios.